Good evening, and welcome to the Board of Mayor and Alderman, City of Fayetteville, Tennessee. This is our regular monthly meeting, July the 11th, 2023. I'll call the meeting to order by asking Pastor Matt Tidmore from the Rock Worship Center to come and say the prayer. Please stand.
Let's pray. Father God, we come before you right now and we thank you during this month when we acknowledge the magnificent freedom we have as Americans and as a state and as a community, God, that we have here. We are so thankful for the freedom that we have to worship God, to worship freely, to govern freely, God, and to be led by you, a nation that has always been founded on godly principles. So that this night, as these servants of our community meet together, God, I ask you would guide them, wisdom and clarity, God, that they would serve as Christ serves, to do what is best for the greater good of our community, and that you would bless each of them if they give so much time and energy and talent, Lord God, to be leaders in this community. So bless them, their homes, everything they put their hands to. Thank you for the blessing you have given to the city of Fayetteville. God's hand has been on this city for so long, and we thank you for how you guide us and lead us. And thank you for this meeting tonight. Be with them through each decision, each tough decision, to be in your hands and to be led by you, God. And we honor you and thank you for everything. And it's in Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor. And also tonight to have our pledge is Mary Gentry Bird. She's going to come forward now and say our pledge with her little sister, Charlie Bird. We're not sure how long Charlie's going to last, but okay, right there. That's good. Okay. Everyone stand.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, girls. Good job. Okay, the next item on the agenda is the adoption of the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions?
Madam Mayor, I'd like to go ahead and make a motion to remove in new business 9, M and N, FPU board appointment for the approval of the board tonight.
I have a motion to remove these two items from the agenda. Do I have a second?
What are those items again?
M and
9 and M and N, FPU board appointment.
I'll second that.
Any discussion? Payment, call the roll.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Miss Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Miss Small?
Aye.
Those items will be removed from the agenda tonight. Okay, now I need a motion to adopt the agenda as corrected.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Small, second by Alderman Painter. Is there any discussion on the agenda? Can we call the roll?
Miss Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Miss Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Okay, the agenda will stand. Now we move to the minutes. First, the board, in your package, you have the minutes for the public hearing for the Fayetteville City School budget on June the 13th. Are there any corrections to this minute? Hearing none, these minutes will stand as written. Next is the public hearing minutes for the City of Fayetteville, June the 13th, 2023. Are there any corrections to these set of minutes? Hearing none, these minutes will stand as written. We have the regular monthly meeting minutes of June the 13th. Are there any corrections to these minutes? Hearing none, these minutes will stand as written. Public hearing minutes for the City of Fayetteville. This included the budget and the tax rate on June the 30th. Are there any corrections to the public hearing minutes? Hearing none, these minutes will also stand as written. Item E is a special call meeting minutes, June 30th, 2023. Are there any corrections? These minutes will stand as written also. Moving on to our public comments section. Is there anyone here to speak that has stood up, has signed up? Mr. Owens?
I didn't see a sheet. The ordinance said they had to sign in by 2 o'clock today.
The city ordinance says you have to sign in by 2 o'clock the day of. You've got 2 days to sign up. Anyone else that has signed up, Mr. Owens? Okay. Now we're going to move into our reports. First up is the Fayetteville Lincoln County Library.
Good evening.
Good evening.
During the month of June, we had 2,936 patrons that visited the library. They checked out a total of 3,469 materials. We applied 79 new community members for a library card. And we are currently nearing the end of our annual summer reading program. In the 5 weeks of our program so far, our community has logged 1,832 hours of reading. We currently have 235 children, 35 teens, and 70 adults that are signed up for our program. We hosted 45 programs during the month of June, which range from daily craft activities for all ages, weekly story times, and visits from museums and science centers. 780 patrons participated in these programs during the month of June, and we have many, many more planned for July. I'm also proud to announce that our storybook trail is now open at the library. We are thankful to the Governor's Early Literacy Foundation for their grant that helped fund our project. And we are excited to feature the story Raindrops to Rainbow for our patrons to enjoy. Community members can visit the library anytime, whether we're open or closed, and enjoy reading this story along our outdoor path. Patrons will find engaging questions on each story panel that help them interact with their children with the book as well. We look forward at this time to changing our story quarterly. Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Ms. Megan.
Have any questions? Thank you, Mayor, Megan, for your report tonight. I just want to clarify one thing with you. The email of apology that went out last Friday, this was not mine and your conversation, isn't that correct?
I'm here to give the library report this evening, but I did receive a phone call from you, Mayor Hartman, with some distressed feelings that people were not invited to our storybook trail. Per our contract with the Governor's Early Literacy Foundation, we invited those parties that were necessary. We also, as I mentioned in my email, published it in the local newspaper and on our social media. So the invitation was open to the community, not only to select members. So thank you.
Thank you. I just did not speak to any commissioners. I did not speak to any aldermen about the storybook trail at the library. I never said that anybody was upset or anybody was, had hard feelings or anything like that.
With all due respect, Mayor Hartman, you and I only know the contents of that phone call,
Right,
correct?
yes.
And you're in
And
a
I've
position
kept
of
it.
authority to where your word kind of goes. We both know the content of those phone calls.
Yes.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
Thank
so
you.
thus the apology. Thank you all for your time. And have a
Thank
lovely
you.
evening.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So I have spoken to no commissioners nor aldermen. The only two people that I spoke to was City Administrator Kevin Owens and County Mayor Bill Newman, just to see if they did receive an invitation to the Storybook Trail. That was the only conversation about that. So, with that being said, we'll move on to the Fayetteville City Schools report.
Good evening.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
It's an honor to be able to stand before you. I want to express my excitement for being able to serve the students of our community in this new capacity. I've been working with the students of, of Fayetteville and Lincoln County for about 23 years now, long enough to see some of my students graduate and go on to become aldermen and people who give reports before the board of mayor and aldermen. It's a really wonderful thing to have that calling and to be able to see that kind of culmination of our efforts. It's fantastic, and I'm pleased to work with Fayetteville City Schools. My heart's been there for over 20 years, and I want to pledge to do my best, absolute best, to be a good steward of our resources and the trust that our community instills in the city school system to take good care of our students and provide them what they need to get the best education and the best preparation we can possibly give them. A couple of things I would like to share with the board. First of all, generally, when it's time for me to provide a quarterly report, I'll have students come up, sometimes educators, people involved in the ongoing of the school system and the delivery of our services and education. But I always want to provide certain statistical data as well. So the key point that I'd like to make tonight, our students are graduating and they are prepared and they're being offered scholarships at a really high level. We had about 90 students graduate in this graduating class. As you all know, we generally have between about 80 to 86, so this is a little bit larger class for us than usual. There were over $10 million in scholarships offered to our students. You can do the math on that, it's phenomenal. Obviously, we have a number of talented academic students who were offered a lot of money to go to colleges and universities for their talents and with their books. We also had student athletes who were offered a lot of money and had multiple offers to large universities to go and showcase their talent, their physical talents in those regards. So we're really proud of everything that our students do. And like I say, I'm happy and pleased to be able to come here before you tonight and share with you. And thank you all for your continued support for the students of our community.
Thank you.
Are there any questions that I can answer?
Mr. Jones, I don't have any questions. I just have some thank you for the person that you was about, what was it, 15 years ago maybe?
Something like that.
I wouldn't be the person that I am today if it wasn't for educators like yourself. You were my guidance counselor at the time, and you did guide me in ways that you could probably never imagine, and so I appreciate it. And I love the stories you used to tell too about the red-eyed monster in Flintlock.
Yeah,
I seen it.
I've got lots more to share. It was a pleasure.
Thank you
Mr.
for
Jones.
teaching me as well, Eric. I forgot to mention that.
Yes.
You taught me well.
Those early days were good work there. Thanks, y'all.
Thank you. Tonight we have reporting Britt Dye from Fayetteville Public Utilities.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Jones, for teaching me too.
I was going to say,
No.
somebody started thanking you, Britt.
I was feeling kind of young there for a minute. But first of all, I'd like to report on the letter we got from the state saying that we met all the financial requirements for the SRF loan of $800,000. $250,000 of that is loan forgiveness, which is really, really good. We have two more SRF loans that we had applied for forgiveness money. We hope to be hearing from them pretty soon because there was a total of three. And the one that I'm talking about now, it goes from a 4.5 million gallon a day plant that we have in service. The planning and design to actually make it an $8 million gallon a day water plant. So we'll have plenty of capacity for the future. Met the state requirements to have the cybersecurity policy in place by July 1st. The board passed that. As well, we met all the NERC requirements. They're getting more demanding and more strict about how you have to be able to talk about the reliability of our grid, because the grid is getting more demanding of what's happening, you know, because TVAs is shutting down these coal plants, and we got to have additional generation, those kinds of things to be able to provide power, which we are on the phone almost once every week now, making sure that we got the capacity to serve everybody in there. So it's really a high supply and demand. Strategic plan also was approved by the board. It starts 2024, which you're already in, through the year 2027. And the storms has been eating our lunch. I'll just tell you, we've been having a lot of storms. We've been having a lot of outages. The biggest one so far, we had close to 4,000 customers out within a 16-hour period. We had it down to less than 500 because guys work 16 hours straight, then we rest, and we come back in and work again. But I can't say enough about all the employees that come in and work. And plus, we always have help from the Sheriff's Department, the Police Department to help us out on that as well, and I appreciate all that. Our construction's ongoing. If you saw the article in the paper today on the telecom build, it's got the map of the areas that we're expanding in the rural community of trying to get fiber to the home for those that do not have access to broadband. And now I know we're getting letters from the state also talking about what they call the middle mile or the last mile. There's houses that's in between that's served by two different people. So they're going to come up and start doing something of providing service to those customers too with grant money. So it's all good. We're staying very, very busy. We did have 11 street repairs on the water and wastewater side. I think we got all the hose patch that we had inside the city. I know we got some outside in the county. And that's all I have to report, Mayor.
Any questions for Mr. Dye?
Thank you, Mr. Dyer.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tonight, we have Mary Beth Seals from the Lincoln Health.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you so much for allowing me to continue to come. As I told you when I came back at Christmas time, this is something that I do for the county twice a year, so I also want to do that for the city. It's very important to me that I continue to keep everyone involved, our local city and county government, churches, just schools. I think we all need to come together on the healthcare side of the world, so I want to make sure to continue to do that. So as you've seen, I hope you've been on the social media and the newspaper, we are celebrating at Lincoln Health. We have made it to 1 year. I didn't think we wouldn't, but kind of like a child's first birthday, it was very special to me. This was my first year to ever be a hospital president or CEO, and I wanted to make sure to give a shout out to the staff about all the wonderful things that they have accomplished. It was not me, it was them, from the hospital to the nursing home to the rehab and wellness center, EMS. So many wonderful things have happened. I hope you feel the same. It's been an incredible year, and on Thursday, I invite you, we're going to rededicate all of our facilities. So, you know, there was a lot of hype about the signage, how long till we got HH up on the building. I spoke a little bit about that in December. We finally made that happen, and so we're going to do a rolling ribbon cutting on Thursday, beginning at 10 a.m. at Lincoln Medical Center. We'll start there and then move to all of our buildings, including our physician practices. We're really excited about that. So I put that out there just as an invitation. If you don't have anything else to do, I know you do, but we invite you to come and celebrate with us as we just quickly rededicate. We thank our community, we thank our staff, our employees, our board. I have an interesting board. At the health system, I have 15 community members that make up our board, and that was something new this year. I actually had to get a new board table, as you can imagine, to accommodate everyone, but it's been wonderful. It's been a year of lots of blessings and coming together, and the three things I just want to focus on just tonight and just give you a few updates is that I hope that you've seen outside of, you know, our infrastructure, our facility updates, I hope you've also seen a lot of updates around staffing and physician work, retention, but I hope that if you have experienced anything in any of our facilities, I hope that you've noticed that the quality of care has been different. I hope it's been better for you. And it's not going to be better every time. I realize that a wait in an emergency room may be long sometimes. I realize if you're trying to get your family member into Donaldson Care Center, that may take some time, or it may not always be a good experience. But I want you to know that we are working really, really hard on that. Every day, everyone is involved in that. So just a few things I want to touch on. The biggest probably structure update that we've made so far to date has been the Patrick Rehab and Wellness Center, and I go on record to say nothing is going to happen to the Patrick. We're going to keep it open till the end of time. As long as I stand, at least, we plan to do nothing but keep the Patrick going. Lots of good things are happening at the Patrick. It got a beautiful coat of paint, and the interior of the Patrick is underway right now. If you've been in, I hope you like what you see there. We'll probably have to do 4 phases of interior work to the Patrick to get it all done. Some of our buildings are well over 30 years old, so they've got a lot of wear and tear on them, but lots of good work going on at the Patrick. Donaldson will be next, along with the hospital, so you'll see some good work going on in the next probably 1 to 2 years at the hospital and at Donaldson. I hope you've noticed that we've brought a lot of staff in this year. Since I've been back since last April, I will say that across our entire system we have somewhere around 430 employees on file right now, but we have only 49 open positions across our entire health system, and that may sound like a lot, but for us that's a small number. We had somewhere close to 100 open positions this time last year, so to be at 49, we're halfway home, and we find that to be very good. Specialty care, we brought a lot of specialty care in this year. We've still got work to do though. While we are celebrating, we do realize that there is still a lot of work to do around recruitment. This community needs primary care, and I see people shake their head every time I say that. While you may have a physician that you see, your children or grandchildren may not, and that's just something that is very common for people of their age, and so they may go to the urgent care or to the fast pace, and while we appreciate those being in the community, people need primary care physicians, and so we'll be working hard in the future to make sure that that happens. I also want to say that another program that I'm working really hard to get here, we hope it's here by the fall, is a CNA program. And that's something that's not been here in a long time. So that's where students right now, the high schools are doing a great job. I'll give a shout out to the city school system. They had an instructor there named Brandy Thompson. She was doing a great job of working with kids, but having to take them out of town, so to Pulaski to go get their CNA license, and then what happens? You go out of town to get your CNA license, and then those places, gobble those children up. So hopefully we're working on a strong partnership with TCAT. In the fall, we will offer the CNA program here locally in Lincoln County. We'll do that at Lincoln Central, and then those clinicals will happen at Donaldson, and we hope to retain those students back here locally. So I'm hoping when I come back for an update at Christmas that I get to tell you that CNA program is going strong here in Lincoln County. I also want to tell you about all the wonderful involvement that has happened with the community. So one thing that's very important to me is that we tell everything we're doing, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. I think it's important to communicate to people. So that's another reason that I want to make sure I come here and communicate to you all. So, One Day of Hope is coming up this Saturday. One Day of Hope is a wonderful thing, that the Hope Church does. Tina Hudson, Hands of Mercy. So we'll be involved for the first time ever this year at One Day of Hope. We're going to bring the mobile medical unit from Huntsville Hospital, and there'll be a health care option offered this year to all the families that take part in One Day of Hope. So we're really excited about that. We've become a foster-friendly business this year. I'm most proud of that. If you hear any talk, I want to be involved with students. We've all had our struggles with recruitment, with retention, with interviewing and getting people to come on board, to hire people and to keep them hired, I think has been a huge struggle. So we're getting into the schools. I think Eric Jones would tell you we are in every school that we can be in this community, and we do not turn a child away. We make sure that if they want to shadow, we let them shadow. And we work with colleges, and so I want to make known, if we can help you, please reach out. We always want to do that. I also want to know, where are we headed? I hope you hear in the future that we want to recruit, and the main thing past recruitment is that we want to make sure that in this community that you're using our facility, and if you're not using it, I want to know why. Is it because you had a bad experience? Is it because you don't feel like the care is good, or that it's good, safe care? Those will be the things that we'll be working on in the future, because this community deserves a good health care system, and that is something that I'll be focusing on as we go forward. So, do I have any questions? All right, well, thank you for allowing me to come. I'll keep coming, and we'll keep working really hard, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Beth.
Thank you. That's a really good report, and a very good report for Fayetteville and Lincoln County to have the Huntsville Hospital partner and have the Lincoln Health System. So thank you, Mary Beth. Now we're going to move into our standing committee reports. First up, we have Chief Tony Kemperew with Fire Department.
Thank you, Mayor. For the month of June, the Fire Department responded to 117 calls of service. This included 86 EMS runs, 11 accident with injuries, and 13 fire calls. And that's my report.
Thank you. Any questions for the chief? Okay, next up is Chief Barry Pendergraft, Police Department.
Thank you, Mayor. For the month of June, the Fayetteville Police Department responded to 1,151 calls for service. We made 58 arrests for 71 different charges. We issued 45 citations for 62 different charges. We worked 51 traffic accidents, 7 with injuries. And that's my report.
Any questions for the chief at this time?
Chief, how you doing? Doing okay?
Feeling better.
Good. Good deal.
Next up will be Director Jamie Owen with the Finance Department.
For local sales tax for the current month, we've received in $309,985. Year over year, we've received an increase of $264,953 with a percentage of 104.25% of our $3,200,000 budget. For the occupancy tax for the current month, we've received in $15,309. Year over year, it's an increase of $31,986, with the percentage being 115% of our $160,000 budget. For the property tax for the current month, we've received in $18,738, and year over year, we've received in an increase of $135,371, and we're at 92% for the year.
Thank you. Any questions for the Finance Department? Next up is Director Brian Carter, Parks and Recs.
The electricity at Don Davidson Park is on and the lights are working. We are waiting till after softball season to start our drainage project there at the park. Lee parking lot update. The openings on the fence have been made and we're waiting for the inspector to come by to give us the go-ahead so we can go ahead and dig and put down our drainage pipe for that. Kids Park, it is officially open. Our staff is monitoring the park daily for potential issues. Immediate repairs were made, and we are, with board approval, we are looking to purchase equipment that will take about a 10 to 12 week delivery time that we're looking for to expect to have it in place. Fireworks display. Our fireworks display was a success despite the rain. We would like to thank our vendors, fire, police, public works, our IT department, and pyro shows for a great night. Summer softball season began yesterday. The women have 5 teams and the men have 8 teams. The women's season will end August 7th and the men's will end August 17th. Games will be played on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And July is Parks and Recreation Month, and we're having different events highlighting this particular month. Every Thursday is Dollar Day at the pool. July the 14th, we have Dive-In Float Night at the pool. July 15th, Itty Bitty Beach Party. July the 17th, picnic in the park, and then it's going to be at Stonebridge Park. July the 19th, Dance to Fit will be in Stonebridge Park for a fitness class. July the 22nd, Sensory Sensitive Saturday will be at the pool. July the 25th, Christmas in July at the Farmers Market. July the 28th, Glow Night at the pool, and we'll end it up July the 29th with an Itty Bitty Beach Party. And that is my report.
Are there any questions for?
Just one. How many men's softball teams did you say you had?
We have 8.
8, okay, thank you.
Yes.
Any other questions?
How many people are on those teams, Brian? Is there like, I mean, do you know?
Not right offhand, no.
Okay, moving on to Public Works, Director Eddie Plunkett.
Thank you, Mayor. The month of June, we had 249 ton of trash, 134 ton of brush. We are 3 employees short, and that's my report, Mayor.
Any questions? If anybody's looking for a job, Public Works Department is looking for 3 people. So see Director Plunkett, and he would be happy to talk to you. Next up is the Planning Coast Department, Director Gentry.
Thank you, Mayor. 12 building permits were issued in June. The total project valuation was $2,084,093. Total permit fees were $3,852. 4 commercial businesses received their certificate of occupancies in June. These included 931 Sports Cards, Berry Wreath Antiques, Dr. Porter's Chiropractor Office, and Valley Chevrolet Buick GMC took over the Howard Bitley dealership. 65 property maintenance violations were written in June. We have a court hearing scheduled for July 13th for 210 Lynn Drive regarding property maintenance. And we also have 5 condemnation hearings scheduled for July the 26th. The Planning Commission passed 2 minor plats in their June meeting, and they also agreed to hold a work session from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. on July 25th before their regular scheduled meeting regarding the sign ordinance update. The CGI video proofs just came in. We will be reviewing these with our team to see if we have any recommended changes, and we hope to be able to debut these videos during the August meeting cycle. The home grant projects are still going strong. The remodel for 509 Cherokee Avenue is completely done, and 708 Hedgemont Avenue is progressing on within their timeline. The building inspector and assistant fire chief will be visiting several city facilities tomorrow with our TOSHA representative. She performs inspections every 3 years. And then lastly, the community cleanup crew is tentatively looking at doing our next cleanup on Saturday, August the 5th. We will confirm this date and be advertising officially within the next week. And that's my report.
Thank you. Any questions of planning and codes? Last up, sorry, Mr. Owens, but the city administrator report, please.
Good evening, and thank you, Mayor and Board of Aldermen. You probably have received my report for the month of June, but in addition to what is on that report, I do want to make 3 announcements. You may have seen my email that the sidewalk construction bid has been extended until July 25th. We were not successful with any bidders, which I understand is pretty common in our economy. So our contractor, Croy engineer, and we're extending the net a little bit further. So we're hopeful to have that bid on July 25th, which is 2 weeks from today. In addition, we're in the process of applying for the multi-modal assets grant application, which also will cover sidewalks. We met with our consultants today, and we're in the process of submitting that application, which is due by next Tuesday, July 18th. And also by next week, we will issue out a bid for animal control services. We've been going through a month-to-month process since October, and we have not had an official contract since 2018. So we are hopeful to put that bid out and hopeful to have a contract by October 1st. So all of those are in process at this current time. And Eddie had mentioned openings. We have had an announcement that our human resource specialist is leaving us for greener pastures. So we will be looking to fulfill that position within the next few weeks. And that's my report, unless there's any questions.
Any questions, City Administrator? All right, thank you. Having no unfinished business, we're going to move on to our new business. Item A is Resolution 2023-10. This is a request to apply for the grant for the SRO officers through the state. Do I have a motion to apply?
Make a motion to approve.
I second motion.
Motion by Alderman Martinez, second by Alderman Painter. Any discussion on this item? Pam, will you call the roll?
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye. Motion carries. Item B, this is Resolution 2023-11. This is a fire grant. This is a resolution to accept this grant. It's in the amount of $3,003. It's my understanding from the chief that they will be using this for the Sparky costume. They use this in the community, at the schools, and different events to bring awareness to fire protection. Do I have a motion to accept this grant?
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Painter, second by Alderman Alder. Any discussion? Can we call the roll?
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item C is Resolution 2023-12. This is a request to participate in the Safety Partners Matching Grant. This is a grant, I believe, that the finance director brought forth investigated this, and this is with Public Entity Partners, which is our insurance carrier, and they have several different grants that we can apply for, and this is in the area of safety. So she's going to get with the departments within the city and any safety needs they might have, see if we can apply for these grants and have those awarded. So do I have a motion to apply for this grant?
So moved.
Motion
Second.
by Alderman Small, second by Alderman Painter. Is there any discussion? Call.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item D, Resolution 2023-13. This is for the acceptance of the traffic signal mobilization grant. This grant was put out, and this is to modernize the traffic signals around the city, and I think the city administrator has identified several areas that this will be used, and this will also address a lot of our ADA compliance that we're required to update. May I have a motion for this resolution?
Move to approve Resolution R-2023-13.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Small, second by Alderman Martinez. Any questions or discussion? Call the roll, Pam.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Motion carries. The next item on our agenda is purchase of equipment for repair items for Kids Park. This is, you have in your package an invoice for $17,849.73. This will not replace the entire amount of the equipment we have out there, but it will be a start. They are monitoring this park and the equipment daily. So do I have a motion for a purchase of the equipment listed?
So moved.
Motion by Alderman Allen and second by Alderman Alder. Is there any discussion about this equipment?
Will this $17,849.73 come out of our capital, or where will it'll come out of our capital budget? Okay.
I think the finance director has worked around with the Parks and Recs director and found some where they can
Okay.
use that money there. Vote Pam.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Motion carries. The next item is the Fayetteville City School 2023 Budget Amendment Number 6. This is from the way I understand, this is a general purpose amendment, and it's just kind of to clean up the books for the end of the year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Small, second by Alderman Martinez. Is there any discussion? Call the roll, Pam.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
A motion carries. This is, item G is Friends of the Fayetteville Lincoln County Veterans. This is for an overage on the American flags that you see around the city. The city has already, and the county also, have both already donated $375 each, but like everything else now, the price is going up, so when the invoice came in, it was a little bit over. So the Warrior Project is asking the city to donate the additional $186.73, and then the county will also match the same amount. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Painter, second by Alderman Alder. Is there any discussion? Okay, we call the roll.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Okay, this is for item H. This is a resolution. Is this still valid, Kevin?
At the present time, yes, ma'am.
Okay. This is a resolution 2023-14. This is to transfer the vehicle to the Humane Society. The vehicle mentioned is a 2008 Dodge Caravan. You have the resolution before you to transfer. Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
A second.
Motion by Alderman Martinez, second by Alderman Painter. Is there any discussion in this transfer or resolution?
This would be the total title and away from the city, period, correct?
Correct.
That's all I need to know.
Okay, anything else? We'll call the roll, Pam.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Okay, this motion carries. Item I, this is the Animal Control Humane Society Building Sewer Emergency Repair. Over the holidays, the 4th of July holidays, there was a drainage issues at the Humane Society / Animal Control / Humane Society. We had to call in emergency repair. FPU assisted us in this and locating the problem. The bill and the invoice in your package is $4,500. Do we have a motion? Kevin, is this split with the county?
It will be split with the county, correct. So
Okay.
only half of this will be expense to us extra.
Okay, so this is a $4,500 request, and it will be split between the city and the county. Do I have a motion to accept?
So the actual amount's
Oh, discussion, I'm sorry.
$2,250? Okay.
Mhm.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Martinez, second by Alderman Painter. Any further discussion or questions? Okay, we call.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, now we have a permit for the Lincoln County Democrats Back to School Bash event. This event is August the 12th. It will be around the square. This has been before the police department and approved. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Alderman Painter makes a motion. Alderman Alder makes a second. Do we have any discussion?
Has the date changed from July the 29th to August 12th?
We skip.
I'm sorry, I may have.
We skip.
We skipped one? Okay. All right, let's
Oh,
go.
okay, I see where you were
Yeah,
now.
okay, let's go back to the Back to School Square Crawl event. And that is July the 29th. And that is around the square. This has gone before the police department. So do I have a motion for the Back to School Square Crawl?
So moved.
Second.
Alderman Small makes a motion, second Alderman Painter. Is there any question about the Back to School Crawl?
There won't be any overtime. You're going to be able to handle this with just the own staff, people on staff, right? No overtime? Okay.
Yes.
Any further questions? If not, Pam, will you call the roll?
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
All right. Item K, this is the Lincoln County Democrats Back to School Bash event permit, and this one is August the 12th. This has been before the police department and approved. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion by Alderman Painter, a second by Alderman Small. Is there any discussion? Pam, will you call the roll?
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye. Motion carries. Item L, this is for the library board appointment. There is one vacancy at this time that I would like to appoint Faye Hill to this school board. This will go into effect July 1.
To the library board.
You said school board.
I'm sorry, I'm thinking, yes, that is the library board.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. Alderman Alder makes a motion, second by Alderman Small. Is there any discussion? Can we call the roll?
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
This motion carries. Item O is Board of Appeals reappointment. At this time, I would like to reappoint Danny Shelton. He is currently the chair on this Board of Appeals, and he serves on this board with his expertise as general contractor. Do I have a motion for this appointment? So moved. We have main motion by Alderman Small, second by Alderman Allen. Is there any discussion? Family call the roll.
Ms. Small?
Aye.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Motion carries. The last item tonight on our new business is for Airport Authority appointment. I would like to appoint Jeff Wilcox to this board. Do I have a motion? Motion to approve, Mayor.
Second.
Okay. The motion was by Alderman Allen, second by Alderman Alder. Is there any discussion? Okay, we call the roll.
Mr. Alder?
Aye.
Ms. Allen?
Aye.
Mr. Martinez?
Aye.
Mr. Painter?
Aye.
Ms. Small?
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, we are to the comment section of our meeting, and we'll start with Alderman Alder.
I just want to say everyone enjoy the rest of your summer. That's pretty much all I've got. I don't have anything else.
Let's see, I was going to say the same. Last few weeks of summer before we go to start back to school, enjoy all the events that are going on at the Recreation Center, and the library has lots of events going on between now and school starting back.
Alderman Martinez?
She's already left the building, but I'd like to thank Megan for what she has done for the library. They got events daily. I think they're having something with a marshmallow building gun contest or something. They're making a marshmallow thing. But anyway, thank her and thank Brett Dining for the electric cover going out to the animal control and helping with I think y'all shot something, tape or showed it with the event, what it needed and stuff. Thank you so much for what you do for the community. And the Lincoln County Health Department, the health center, I guess she's already left as well, too, Mary Beth, for the Lincoln County Hospital. They're doing big things as well. And the police department, sheriff's department, thank y'all for y'all's help during the storms. With the city.
I just want to say, Mr. Jones, I look forward to seeing what you have in store for the City of Fayetteville and the school system. I know, like I said earlier, we've all thanked you because I think you've been a part of all of us at one point in time. Public Works and Police Department and the Fire Department, thank you guys for everything that y'all been doing. Mr. Dye as well, and Mary Beth, and everybody in the Humane Society, doing what we can. So.
I'd just like to ask everyone to have to continue to have a safe summer, and thank all the city employees and everyone out there that's working in this heat, and please stay hydrated.
Like the board has said, I hope everybody enjoys your summer. We've made it through the budget season, and now we're starting on a new fiscal year. It's going to be exciting times for Fayetteville. We look forward to the sidewalk project starting, but like the city administrator stated, there's a lot of building going on in Huntsville, in Nashville, and around the surrounding areas. So this is a specialty type project, so we have to be patient until we can get some people to bid on this project. So we'll see you next month. This meeting is adjourned.